Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Jaguar XF V8. This is a 2014 model which comes courtesy of Ishan to me. Now straight away we are going to be opening the engine bay where there lies something really very special because this is no ordinary XF. This is actually powered by a 5-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine. There's insulation there but someone was hungry so they ate half of the insulation to insulate their own selves. Anyways, it's so packed here because there's this massive engine right here and obviously there is where the washer fluid goes. It needs a lot of it, I'll tell you why. Let's shut this. It looks really nice in white color. Look at that bulge on the bonnet. Yeah, that bulge, the bulges, the cuts and creases, fantastic. Grille size is small. There is the Jaguar logo looking very aggressive. You get front parking sensors. There's no front camera here and this is the towing hook. It gets headlight washers as well. The headlight is nice. Okay, this is the facelifted version. That's why it doesn't have a curvy one right there. This is a projector setup. This is for the indicator. This is the DRL J blade one, which is not visible right now. Is this functional? Yes, probably, but something has been taped right there. Sort of carbon fiber finishing. This car looks beautiful. Okay, see, that is the indicator like I was telling you. Anyways, coming to the side, you realize that this is actually quite a long car. It looks beautiful, but unfortunately, Jaguar wasn't able to sell the XF because although they updated the car in terms of better driving ability, lighter, less emissions, more efficient, it did not have the character of this particular model. Says Jaguar here, this is fake AF. Tire size at the front happens to be 245/45 18s. At the rear also it's the same. You see blue colored brake calipers and this finishing is there. Okay, firstly, it has some light right here, but carbon fiber finishing has been done. Request sensor is there on all the freaking doors. That's lovely. You get this chrome finishing around the windows, of course, and sort of a shark fin antenna, which is also quite different and unique. Anyways, coming to the rear, it will really blow your mind when you hear the sound of this car. Quad freaking exhaust. Faisal Khan's fingers of truth will stay away from these real exhaust. Look at them move. Diffuser treatment here. You get rear parking sensors. You get a reverse parking camera. There is the leaping Jaguar logo, says XF here. Let's open the boot straight away. There's so much effort needed to push this up. Boot is decent size. Spare wheel is small size. 135/80/18 but gets red coloring and there's no space in the hood. That's why the battery is placed right here. Let's shut this and get inside this Jag. So space at the rear is okay. It's not great, but you sit really very low because of which obviously under thigh support is poor and legroom and knee room is fine. You can see ambient lighting right there. AC vents are placed here. There's some storage here and obviously a cigarette lighter. That's about it. Magazine holders, 2 height adjustable seat belts, airbag written almost everywhere possible. Center passenger does not get a head. Isofix child seat mounts, I believe, and there is a center armrest with twin cup holders. Headroom is not that great, so in terms of space it's not E-class levels, and the dashboard is very unique because it has some tricks up its sleeve which I'll show you right away. Firstly, let's step out. It's very low actually. Door pockets are so small that you have to stop drinking water and have to drink water from a smaller bottle, but the build quality is fantastic. You shut the door, you can feel the robustness. Amazing, yaar. I love Jaguars. Older ones at least. That's why it says Jaguar, Jaguar, everywhere Jaguar. Door pockets are small here. You know, this is the memory setting for the driver's seat. These are the controls for the power windows. Bowers and Wilkins sound system. Seats are really nice and comfortable. Electric adjust, of course. And this is a Jaguar which is quite traditional because you see AC vents are open right now. So let's turn off the air conditioning. As soon as I do that, you see the AC vents will fold away. Yeah, the AC vents actually fold away when not in use. So when I turn on the AC vents will pop out. How freaking cool is that? They've got rid of this to a certain extent because the new XF has less of it. Not all the vents do it, but how amazing is this feature? Aluminium treatment here, Bowers and Wilkins written right there. So yes, headroom is an issue here as well if you're sitting at the front. There you get a light along with a mirror. Very massive. I mean, it's a massive center console. Some storage space here. There's storage space here as well. Twin cup holders. Storage space here. Some charging sockets have been placed here. aux, iPod, USB and 12 volt as well. To open the glove box, you press this button. There it opens. Isn't that very cool? And of course, the cluster looks quite nice as well. In fact, it will tell you if a particular door is open. That's also there. I love the analog dials here, and obviously it gets multi-information display. Okay, these are the controls for the cruise control. This is for audio system. Steering wheel gets this electric adjust, which is there both for reach as well as rake, which is very, very premium. The screen is really chintu mintu. It's so freaking small. Anyways, let's listen to an audio right away.
Big favorite forever.
Audio quality is really nice. Auto dimming mirror. You also get a sunroof. So let's just open the sunroof. Yeah, it's not a very big unit, but thankfully it has a sunroof. I press it once again, then it will not open any further. That's the max it opens. There's a button here. What does this exactly do? Okay, that is for the sun blind at the rear. Yes, there is a sun blind at the rear, which is hidden. If you notice, airbag is written right there. Airbag is written right here as well. So many places they have written airbags. Now it kind of freaks me out. Is this a car or an airbag machine? A lot of controls here. What is this for? One second, let me see. That function is not working, but I believe it is for front seat heating or ventilation. Something of that sort is also there in this car. But yeah, build quality and all is not to Mercedes or BMW levels. So that's the reason why nobody really wants to buy a Jag. Okay, I was just looking at the levers, automatic headlights, automatic wipers should be there because I saw a couple of cameras here. Is one for lane keepers? Of course not. But why are there two cameras? I don't understand only. So I'll just show it to you right away. Like, why are there so many cameras? Sort of, they look like many cameras, and the water actually comes out the wiper itself. So some really nice touches in this car. Okay, let's rev it. Oh my god, that sounds so good. Let's drive. But before that, did you notice the ambient lighting here? Now this is a garbage of an infotainment system. It is touch. It is touch, of course, but you've got physical control. Just look at the way it just lags. Okay, if I press phone, there it will take its own sweet time. I come out of this, it just is so freaking slow. However, check this gear lever. Okay, I turn off the car to keep it pressed. There, the gear lever actually goes back inside. That's a gear selector. I turn it on and there it rises. Isn't that so awesome? Electric parking brake. This is for the sport mode. When I press this button, you will notice one thing. There it says dynamic mode confirmed as well. And what is ASL? You guys tell me. Traction control, and this is for the snow mode. This is rear wheel drive. Have traction control. You know what will happen? Let's try it. Okay. Alright, we're all set to go, which means first and foremost, let me turn off the air conditioning. And you know when the air conditioning is off because of the rotating vents, which are so cool, and no matter how many times I tell it, I still cannot get bored of it. Now we get into dynamic mode. I have to keep the button pressed, and the buttons have gone for a bit of a toss. Turn off traction control as well, and there traction control is off. We get into sport mode here. There's a drive mode, there's a sport mode. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor. Did you see the slide? Traction control light continuously blinking, and if you notice one thing, the rear end wants to overtake the front. So yes, rear wheel drive with a lot of grunt and sort of sounds like a muscle car. This is a 5-liter V8 engine which is naturally aspirated, produces 380 horsepower and around 515 Newton meters of torque. 515, not 50, 1515. Okay. Now in the XFR, the same engine gets supercharging to take the power output to 510 horsepower. Obviously much faster. This is going from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.8 seconds. Now with the dynamic mode, it makes changes to the steering wheel, to the engine, to the gearbox. It's a 6-speed gearbox which is okay with shifts. You've got paddle shifters also if you want to manually take control of things. The exhaust is really nice and loud because that time there was no kitch of how loud the exhaust could be, or at least it could be loud enough. There, 6,500 RPM redline gives you complete manual control of things. So 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.8 seconds. The XFR would do it around 4.5 seconds, making it really quick. The rival, obviously the E63 or the E43. That time that did not exist though. But what a wonderful exhaust. In spite of this not really making 500 horsepower, it is still nice and loud and feels like a muscle car in the way it makes this sound. Now there is progressive power delivery. It will not push you back into the seat, but it is very progressive. So the more you rev it, the more it rewards you. Top end is really nice and frantic. Low end is not very sharp as such. Brakes are nice and strong here. And this car is using a lot of steel, and it's on the heavier side, I believe 1700 kgs of that sort, but you don't feel the weight as such. Steering is nice, but it's not very nice at high speeds because it kind of feels a little on the lighter side. It gives me complete manual control of things. What a lovely gearbox, letting me decide how I want to take it ahead. Performance is just ample, more than ample. Coming around the corner, hard onto the brakes, downshift, 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 and there is no chance that it is going to slide, in spite of the fact that it is a rear-wheel drive vehicle. Okay, here we are going to launch it again. I'm going to go to D, I'm going to come into S because I want the gears to shift on their own so that I can focus on going dynamically from here. See, the car is moving, yeah. Leaving a mark on the road, that's how it is. Go left, aggressive. Okay, there's some roll which can be felt, but oh my goodness, it does feel nice. I like the body control. Pretty awesome. So the price of this car is around 80 lakhs in those days. There were only 3 units which were completely imported. One of them is this one in Delhi NCR region. One went to Hyderabad, one obviously has to go to Mumbai, the financial capital of India. Steering does feel a little loose at high speeds. This car will easily nudge past 230 km per hour, but Jaguar is very optimistic. They put a speedometer which reads all the way to 300 freaking kilometers per hour. Now the chassis is stiff, obviously. Adaptive dampers are there, by the way, so damping gets altered depending on the mode, but honestly the chassis is on the stiffer side, yet the suspension is compliant enough, so it does a good job even on the worst of roads. So very good in terms of ride quality and the way this engine pulls. It's not very fast, it's not very fast revving, it's not urgent to the red line, but it's progressive and it gives you each and every ounce of the feel when you try to take it to the higher end of the rev range, which is fantastic, of course. What a lovely car. Great balance. You feel connected to this vehicle, unlike newer cars which don't have that connection. In here, yeah, you would expect to spin. No, it will not do that. It's pretty much in control, but it's also a fuel sipper. This will return a fuel efficiency of approximately 4 to 8 kilometers per liter depending on your driving style. But honestly, it is the engine which is the highlight. No turbo bullshit here. Okay, why? Because this car does not have asthma, so it is pure, unadulterated, naturally aspirated awesomeness which you get right here. Hazard lights on. Notice when I launch this car now, how the rear end will step out rather. Okay, no launch control. What a nice soundtrack, but there's some vibrations. You can feel them, you can see them. Yeah, there are some vibrations which can be felt on the steering wheel. The horn is actually nice. Yeah, it is loud, but insulation levels are so good you can't hear much on the inside. A very underrated Jaguar, but then Jag completely messed it. The XC is a failure, the XF is a failure, the XJ is gone. What are they going to make? Things which Land Rover makes? I suppose that is the next strategy now. Gets a little twitchy under heavy acceleration when you're coming across a corner, but overall I really love this car. It feels like a muscle sedan. It just feels that you can keep hearing the track from the exhaust all day long. That is the level of feel it has to offer, and that is the level of fun it has to offer. Instant response, no flat spot in the power delivery, because it's not like, oh, the turbo will kick in now, it is spooling up. No bullshit. Naturally aspirated in awesomeness, and here we go. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, it revs beyond 6,500 RPM, but could have gone even further. Now this engine has done duty in a lot of Jaguar Land Rover cars, with a supercharger, of course, in the F-Type, in the Land Rover, the Range Rover Sport, SVR, and even in the F-Pace SVR. But unfortunately, this engine just doesn't cut it when it comes to emissions and performance. So Jaguar Land Rover is like, enough, let's throw this engine, because this is obviously coming from Ford, and Ford doesn't make good engines as such. So they decided to actually source their next engine from none other than BMW. So the latest Range Rover and Land Rover models, including Jaguars, will use the 4.4 liter bi-turbo V8 from BMW, which is an absolute fantastic machine. It's fast, it's fun driving, it's tech-filled, and it's kind of reliable as well. Unlike the V10 which BMW made earlier, which was in the M5, of course, the E60, which wasn't very reliable. The latest one is, but this one, being a Jaguar, is obviously not very reliable. Jaguars are not reliable, and that's one gripe, because British craftsmanship is not that great. That's the reason all British car companies have got sold to some or the other company. Now Jaguar is owned by Indian car company, and obviously Rolls-Royce is owned by a German one, and the Bentley company, or rather Bentley, is owned by the Volkswagen group. So guys, this is my vlog of the Jaguar XF. I was not pointing that side, but this car makes itself point wherever it feels like, whenever it feels like. If you like this vlog, make sure to give the thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. Look at the twitchiness it has to offer at higher speed. So yes, it could be a little better in that regard, but it's that nervousness which makes this such a fantastic car. Although I believe for a rear wheel drive car with traction control off and so much power and torque, it should like slide like mad when I go to the throttle. No, it does not do that. Everything is so measured here. Okay, let's upshift. In fact, let's drive in higher gear and then, okay, fourth, third. I love the sound. That is the real highlight and USP of this car. Bye bye.